Hey everybody, so I'm gonna have a emergency to go deal with quick. Well, not really, but it's my buddy Ryan called me, the one where I did the lawn. He called me, and his mother-in-law was coming to get her one car with a trailer and blew the brake line on their Hummer. So they were trying to figure out how to get that out of there, and they were going to have me do it, and they ended up having AAA do it. So now I'm going to try and haul her Cadillac. They already have the trailer there, so I got to take my jumper cables, and I got a 2-inch ball, and if I remember right, it's not in there. So I need to figure out where I put my 2 5/16 at. It should be around here somewhere, but I don't have to bring tie downs or anything like that, so that's good news. But all right, we're gonna start this thing up and let it warm up quick. See if I can find my 2 5/16 hitch. So I'll get back to you in a minute there. Okay, so to unhook my trailer, which is basically the reverse of how to hook it up, you would be drop that down, and you lock this guy in, and I'll mess with that in a minute, but reach down here, unplug, bring that up, and hook it out of the way. That guy goes there. Safety chains out of the way. Then you pull this pin, slide it through. And then I always do through there and hang it up there like so. Pull that back. Push that up, and then it latches itself back in, and then begins the process of cranking the trailer. So let me get you set up here and I'll get that going. Now that came off like that, and I'll show you why. So this trailer is set up a little bit different than most. So most trailers, you just drop it straight down onto the ball. This one, these two jaws move and they close. So when you back in, your ball closes, touches both, and closes, and then you flip this down over the top and it holds it. And if you don't have it set up, so if you have any tension on this ball anywhere, it ends up actually making it an issue. Makes it come off hard. All right, this trailer's good. Last thing I need to do, and I don't know if I have one here, is I have to see if I can find my 4-pin to 7-way adapter. And I know I have one, but I don't know where because I rarely need to use it. There may be one in my welding trailer here, but I don't see it. So now begins the search for that. I may actually have it in this truck because I have like 4 of them, but I don't use them often, so I don't know where it's at. But let me look here quick. Okay, so I can't find my adapter, so I'm gonna have to figure out something else for that. They may have one, I don't know. I'm gonna go look at work right now. I know I have like 4 or 5 of those damn things. I always lose them. I know I had one in this truck. Where I put that, that's beyond me. But I'm gonna go check the shop right now. Okay, so crisis averted. I gave this to my buddy Tommy because he's got a little trailer and the cord's not long enough for his. So I gave him a 4 to 7 adapter so he can. It's long, obviously. It's on a cord, so you can extend it. At least quick and easy, like so. The big reason I need that is the trailer I gotta go hook up to right now is a U-Haul, and they have hydraulic surge brakes. And I'll show you what that is when I get there for anybody that doesn't know. But they don't have a 7-way like you would have for an electric brake trailer. They only have a 4-pin. What that basically, the 4-pin controls your lights, your stop, your turn, your marker. One of them's a ground. So, and then you just send power through your left and right turn signal in a steady stream, and that provides power for your brake lights. So, I need to go to Ryan's. I'm gonna have to stop and put a little juice in the truck first, and I'll pick it up when I get there. So, one question I get asked a lot by just about anybody that drives in my truck, rides in my truck, tows with me, knows I have it, is how effective is your exhaust brake? Now, I've got a few issues with my setup. It works awesome. I'll start with that. So the issues I have are basically, you need to have that thing as sealed tight as you can get. So any little leaks before the exhaust brake, and you lose effectiveness. That said, my downpipe, whenever I redo the exhaust on this truck, the flange is worn off at my turbo, so I'm gonna need to either fix that. It's a 2-piece downpipe. I'm gonna weld that together, so that should eliminate that problem. My plan is to go to a 5-inch exhaust on this truck. So the reason I want to go to a 5-inch, number one, it sounds cool. Number two, it should, in theory, help to keep the exhaust gas temps down, which I don't know if it'll do anything or not. Another reason is because when I ordered this exhaust brake, it's advertised as a 4-inch. But to make it work, you need to go to a 5-inch. So I have this kind of funky contraption under there. I go from a 3-inch, which is my downpipe, step up to 4, and then immediately go from 4 to 5 through the exhaust brake, back down to 4 out of that, and then 4 out the back. It's a 4-inch inner diameter, but it ends up, it's kind of funny. Whenever I get around to it, I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. It's air operated, which is sweet. was set up to work off a vacuum, and it worked, but it wasn't. This one seems to work a lot better. But so the other thing you got to know is you need to be in the right gear. Like right now, I'm cruising in 5th gear at 50 miles an hour, and I'll show you my speedometer. I'll flick the brake on, and it isn't gonna. It doesn't do a super great job of slowing me down. And then I'll show you what it will do when I downshift. Let me get on a straightaway here. Kind of got to drive with one hand to do so. Alright, so I'm going to get on a straightaway. So here's my... So just by letting out of it, I mean, it slows down, but it's not that great. So give me 1 second here, and I'll show you coming down a hill what it's like. Just to even, you know, show you the fact that my truck's pulling me down a hill, and I can show you kind of how effective it is. I got nothing back there right now as far as weight, so it obviously works a lot better. The lighter you are, the more effective it is, but honestly, that kind of defeats the whole purpose. But it does work, so. Alright, well, I'm on a straightaway here, so I'm doing 50. I'm going to downshift to 4th. Now see how much faster my speedometer moves in a negative way. So it does work. It works awesome. You can't rely on that alone. Now, a lot of guys, you do a lot of reading on it. And give me 1 second. You do a lot of reading on this stuff before you, at least I do. And a lot of guys say, you can't do it, it'll hurt the engine. I do have experience where it did hurt the turbo, but that was a different setup, and I'll explain that in a minute. If you are smart about it, you can do it without hurting the engine. If you downshift into 2nd gear and flick that thing on at 50 miles an hour, you're going to have problems. But you're going to have problems doing that to begin with, exhaust brake or not. So that's, you know, something to just think about. Ideally, you don't want to exceed, I think it's 45 psi of exhaust back pressure with a 7.3. So as long as you don't go over that, you'll be okay. It won't float valves. That's another upgrade I plan on doing is valve springs and push rods in this truck. So that should help a lot. But so the exhaust brake that I had that hurt the turbo was 7.3s have the factory exhaust back pressure valve, and it's right outside the hot side of the turbo. And it's what it's for is it closes and warms the truck up. You can convert that over to an exhaust brake, and it works pretty damn good. But it holds too much exhaust in, and then it ends up packing your turbo full of, you know, soot and holds in too much pressure. That will cause problems. I don't remember how many miles were on this truck whenever I had to rebuild the turbo, but it was under 200. I know that for sure. I haven't been running this exhaust brake that long. I put it on last year. I might have 20,000 miles maybe on it. I don't really know, to be honest with you. Actually, I put it on this summer. I got a bad memory like that. But well, anyway, enough gabbing. I'm gonna shut this thing down and see you at Ryan's. All right, so I got here and the car is dead. And when I say dead, I mean I had this hooked up on high idle and wouldn't start. So that and a jump pack from AAA got her going. So now I'm gonna hook up to the trailer. The inside of that car is, it's nasty. So anyway, so I'm gonna hook up here to this trailer, and then I will film getting it on there and probably hauling it. May not film getting it on, just kind of want to get it done here because Ryan's in a time crunch. So what I was saying here is when you back up to a trailer, you want to make sure that you can see an even amount on both sides of your truck or car, whatever you're backing it up to. or if the trailer's narrower, you got to make sure you can't see it, because then generally you can get it within the first shot. Okay, so I got it loaded up. We're gonna go get some fuel now. I was gonna try and skip this station because the closest one is ridiculously expensive. Like everywhere else is $3.90 something a gallon. And this station is charging $4.75 a gallon for diesel. So I'm not gonna be putting a whole tank in this thing. I can tell you that. That's insane. But Ryan's following me. I'm gonna have him switch once I get to a certain point in Mount Pocono. Follow them, because I know how to get to Mount Pocono. I gotta go to Toby Hanna. I don't know where that's going, so that's the plan. So I will I'll show you guys what's going on once I get there. Okay, so I didn't really do a whole lot of filming on that, but I dropped the car off. That was no big deal. It took quite a bit to get it started. This truck and the jump pack from the AAA guy, which that means it's stone dead. This thing's got dual batteries and well, being a diesel, and I don't know what the amperage on the alternator is, but it came from a school bus, so it's a high output unit. But anyway, so I dropped that off. I didn't get to explain surge brakes or anything like I was planning on. So I'll do my best to explain it. But surge brakes are, they rely on you being able to stop, and as the tow vehicle slows down, the weight of that trailer wants to keep pushing, and what it does is it's all set up to slide, and it compresses the master cylinder, and the harder you brake and the harder that trailer wants to push you, the harder the trailer brakes. I'll try and show you whenever I get around one again. They actually work pretty nice, especially if you don't have something set up for trailer brakes. But they also work really nice because you don't have to adjust them. Like with an electric brake trailer, if you haul something heavy, you might have to crank it up to 8 or 10, and then you have to crank it back down to 3, 4, 5 when you're empty. So there is none of that. You also don't have to worry about them not coming on. Obviously, if they're in working order, you don't have to worry about them not coming on fast enough or coming on too hard. They're smooth. They're really smooth. They're not popular, to be totally honest. I'm not sure why. I know on the heavier trailers, and it started to become an option, I think, on the lighter trailers like mine. By lighter, I mean like under 20,000 pounds. You can get hydraulic or electric over hydraulic, which is hydraulic brakes, but they're electrically controlled by your brake controller. They're supposed to be really smooth and work really well too. I've never towed one. So anyway, I dropped that off. So now I'm headed home. I'm gonna try to get this video out tonight. It might be a little boring, and sorry about that, but I'm trying to get back into this swing of YouTube here, so figured I'd bring the camera along and do a little bit of gabbing, explain some of the stuff, answer some questions I get about